We just got one of, if not two of the most bullish posts we could have ever hoped for. NFTs are still full sending, which is great because altcoins are still down 30 to 50%. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, I'm not a financial advisor. None of the tokens, NFTs, trades, whatever, are financial advice. It is my opinion, which can be totally wrong. So make sure you do your own research. Also, if you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into the video. Starting off with the bullish announcement. I am not going to keep you guys in suspense. After last week's post by Whale showing the Opensea Foundation was opened in the Cayman Islands, we got the official X account for Opensea Foundation that has been created. As you can see, it is followed and has been engaged with by the official Opensea account. So this is legitimate, and they say Ocean enters the chat, which I assume Ocean is going to be the name of their token. We thought it might be called Sea, but whatever, who cares what it's called? Ocean. It is amazing to see this because now the odds of a token are, I'd say, guaranteed, but you know, something might happen. I think the token is going to be coming. And yes, I do believe we are going to be getting an airdrop, which would be incredibly bullish. Now, how big is that airdrop going to be? We have no idea. Hopefully they have been watching recent airdrops like the Magic Eden airdrop, and they are going to take notes and try to not repeat some mistakes that they did, because an airdrop from Opensea, especially if they're rewarding legacy traders from last cycle, would be amazing for so many reasons. It would full send the NFT markets, especially if people are trying to farm, if they do some sort of campaign similar to the Blur airdrop campaign. But it's also going to bring back a lot of the people who left last cycle and never came back, because they're going to want to get their free money. And then maybe they decide, hey, this is free money, I'm just going to trade NFTs with it. Now, the second bullish thing that did happen was there was also an engagement with Metamask. They were waving. They were for sure just mimicking Opensea here, but you know, a lot of people last cycle really wanted that Opensea airdrop. One of the founders of like Consensus, which is the parent company of MetaMask, did say that MetaMask is going to have a token. So it's kind of become like a meme at this point, everybody posting about the MetaMask airdrop. You know, maybe they're just trying to be part of the conversation here and get some attention. But if they were to do an airdrop, especially at the same time as an Opensea airdrop, things are going to go absolutely nuts. And this would be amazing, especially for ETH traders that have gotten, you know, pretty bullied over the past year. Now, I might as well answer them now because I know I'm going to get to ask these questions. One, where can I buy MetaMask or the Opensea token? You can't. There isn't even an option to buy it on the OTC markets because they have not officially declared, yes, we are doing a token. Here are our tokenomics. Here's the official date. So there is nothing to trade yet. Once there is, it's going to be available to pre-trade. So before the token comes out on OTC markets like Whales Market, I'll link it down below so you don't get scammed. This is not a sponsored segment, although I really wish it was. And then another way to trade this is going to be with these betting platforms like Polymarket, which is the biggest one. Again, I should get this part sponsored. It is not. You could see here, you can bet, like, is MetaMask going to be doing a token in 2024, which I personally wouldn't take because there's only 8 days left in the year. But here, you get 100 to 1 odds here. Pretty good. Again, don't take this. There's only 8 days left in the year. But if you find the 2025 version, you know, you could bet on this stuff. You can also bet, is Opensea going to launch in 2024? I would bet no personally. Is Opensea going to be over $1 billion? Is Opensea going to drop before April? There's a ton of things you can bet on with these tokens to make money. Now, the second question that I know I'm going to get is, how do I farm Opensea? How do I farm MetaMask? And again, we have no idea if there's actually going to be an airdrop, but if there is, it's just by using these platforms. It's just by trading NFTs, by having volume, transaction numbers, putting in bids. For MetaMask, it would be your swaps if you're doing bridging, if like just using MetaMask normally. So personally, I wouldn't go out of my way to make trades. Like, I wouldn't be losing money on NFTs just to farm an Opensea airdrop. I would just continue as I normally am, using the platforms, getting volume on the platforms, and making sure I am not losing money. A lot of people did that with Blast Gold. They lost thousands of dollars thinking Blast Gold was going to be worth $18 per gold. And it ended up being worth like $2 per gold. So do not get wrecked. Do not go out of your way and overtrade. Just continue doing what you're normally doing. And this airdrop is just going to be a bonus. Now, I am very hopeful, especially with the potential of all these airdrops, that NFTs are going to indeed come back. We are seeing a ton of action right now on NFTs. You could see volume has really picked up. However, what I'm even more excited about is that the number of unique buyers and sellers has actually doubled in the last 2 weeks. But a majority of this is still predicated on NFTs that have a token launch or token launch speculation. So people aren't buying the NFTs because they're bullish or they want NFTs, they're buying it, gambling on a token airdrop. And you do need to be very careful with how you navigate this market. I feel there's different types of NFTs that are going to have airdrops. Obviously, there's the gaming ones where we all know that they're going to have airdrops. But for the legacy NFTs, let's call them, we have things like Azuki, Doodles, Creeps, Jirasan, all who have had tokens in the works. But then I feel we have projects that are kind of jumping on the bandwagon. Some of them are even trolling, pretending they're going to have a token, but it is actually hurting people and getting them wrecked. So after Doodles tweeted this like mysterious thing where the first letter of each word spelt out token is coming, we had World of Women post wow, so World of Women coin, so potentially they're going to have their own token, and we did see their floor go up 2x. It has corrected since then, but it is still higher than where it was when they announced the token. We also have Kaiju Kings out of nowhere getting a nice little pump here, and I do know that Nathan or Dots, the founder of Kaiju Kings, also posted some stuff about a token. And I remember a while back they had killed Our Waste, which everybody was speculating that they are going to do a buyout similar to Pudgy Penguins, how Luca came in and bought Pudgies, and that the new team buying it would want to launch their own token, which makes perfect sense, but they haven't really tweeted anything. So this little pump here is really out of nowhere, and you could see volume has slowed down. So personally, I have not bought into this. I'm only holding one Genesis that I bought at like 0.8. I see the last sale here was 0.6. So hopefully I do get into profit, but I'm kind of staying away from these things. And I love Kaiju Kings, but I'm just being careful. We also have a kid called Beast posting a token here. And I know they have been building like a game and stuff, or they're integrating into games. I did see that this is like a troll that they did, so I'm not even sure if they have a token, which I think is a huge mistake. I'm not shocked that this project would do something like that based on how they've behaved in the past, but you could see right here, it was a literal pump and dump. It went up from 0.2 all the way to 0.4. People bought in, people got wrecked. I'll make it bigger for you guys. And now it is back down to 0.2. So anybody who bought in off of this potential fake news, according to their own tweets, got absolutely wrecked. So you really do need to be careful how you're navigating this market, especially if you plan to hold into the token launch. You need to ask yourself, was there demand for the NFTs before they announced a token? Because usually only the first project does really well. In this case, Pengu, which did do well. Yes, it did go from 5 bill down to 2. 2 billion is still incredibly impressive for an NFT project launching a token. However, usually only the first one does well, and every project, with some rare exceptions, doesn't live up to the hype of the first one. But whether I'm day trading a collection that just announced a token and I'm trading into volume, or the bigger ones that I personally do believe in, like Azuki, like Doodles, I'm viewing them as a trade. I am not holding until their token launch. I would much rather secure the profit on the way up rather than gamble on a token. Maybe the token dumps, the NFT dumps, it doesn't perform as well as I thought it would, and I waited all that time to not make any money or to take a loss. So yes, maybe I'm not going to sell the top and make maximum profit, but at least I'm going to have multiplied my ETH. So who cares? So the main 3 that I'm playing are Azuki, because I believe their token is going to be first, potentially in mid-January, which would be their anniversary. And while I do have bids up for all 3 collections, so the Azukis, the Elementals, and the Beans, the one that I'm going to be trading the most is going to be Beans, because it is the cheapest entry for people to get in. However, I do believe it is going to have the best multiple as people FOMO in. So if Azukis go to 20 ETH, that's going to be a little under a 2x, in which case I expect Elementals to go to 3.5, which is going to be a little more than a 2x. And then I'd expect Beans tokens to go to roughly 2 ETH, which from here is 2.5x. So hopefully we see it do like Pudgy Rods, where it goes all the way up to 2.6. So the catalyst I'm looking for Azuki is going to be when they finally announce the official date of their TGE and those days leading into the token as people FOMO in. However, I do find it funny that once again we have another Azuki drop in January, especially after what happened with the elementals. Hopefully we don't have the exact same scenario happening again where it messes up and it just kills the entire market. Now, the second one that I'm playing is, of course, Doodles. I've already traded one. I am holding one for free that I purchased for 3 ETH. So I'm up over 2x on that trade. I'm going to hold this one at least until 10. I think they can go even higher than that because of the brand power and the network and like all the deals that they've recently done. And because they haven't officially announced a token, it was just that cryptic message. They have multiple catalysts. So they have the catalyst of officially saying, this is our token, here's the name, here are tokenomics. And then they have the catalyst of announcing the date as well as the days leading into their token. So for this one, I am looking at Doodles, but even more, I am looking at duplicators. I have been actively bidding on these and I have hit some bids. I'm just holding on to them because I do think these are going to be a great trade for their token. And then we have the even cheaper entry, which are the Genesis boxes, which I have no idea if these would qualify for an airdrop, but it doesn't matter because I'm not holding until the airdrop. I am just playing the narrative. People are going to FOMO in. These are going to 2, 3, 4, whatever X, and I'm just going to get out. So I don't have to worry about the actual token airdrop. The only thing I have to worry about is them saying, hey, Genesis boxes aren't getting an airdrop, and then the floor gets absolutely destroyed. But then people are going to FOMO into the duplicators or Doodles, which I'll be holding both. Now, the third one that I am actively trading is Jirasan. You guys know we've been talking about this one for multiple weeks. If you watch my videos, you got in right around here at, I want to say 0.25. I think it was a little bit higher. So let's say 0.33. And if you purchase this, you are up currently almost 3x. So multiple thousands of dollars, maybe not because of the price of ETH that crashed, but at least $1,600. I'm willing to say that at least up $1,600 per Jirasan. And the key difference here, which I actually tweeted out, so make sure you follow me on X, link in the description down below, is that they are getting airdrops for a ton of projects, many of them under the PG Group brand. And here I'm just speculating on some of the confirmed airdrops. So they are getting an airdrop for Redacted, for iAgent, for Ramp X. And like, I'm completely making up these allocations, these FDVs. It's literally just me guessing. But if this actually panned out, they would be getting $4,500 of airdrops with a current floor that, now that the price has gone up, probably $3,200. So if you don't know these projects, Redacted actually houses a ton of other products like Gambler, like Swiper, and a bunch more. And they're all going to use the Redacted token. We have iAgent, which if you don't know this one, you're able to train AIs to play like certain players in video games by watching their streaming footage, by watching their tournament footage, how they engage with a team, how they play with a certain character. So let's say you're going up in League of Legends against T1, against Faker. How do you prep for that? Well, you could train your AI to play exactly like him and then practice against that AI. But then you can also have the AI analyze how you play, and it can even give you pointers to tell you how you should be playing and what adjustments you should be making when you go up against certain players. So I actually really like the narrative behind the product of iAgent. We also have RampX, which is like a trading tool. I haven't tested it, so I can't tell you how good it is yet. But on top of that, you have to consider that they qualified for the Pengu airdrop, which at the time of the airdrop was worth like $1,300. Now it's down to roughly $400. They'll potentially qualify. If there is an abstract airdrop, that role still applies, the elite role. So you're also going to get an airdrop for abstract. But the one that I'm most excited about would be an airdrop for Bullex, which has quickly become the #1 trading terminal for Pump Fund, especially that they just released Bullex Neo. Link for that in the description down below. So if they just got 1% of the Bullex allocation at a 500 million FDV, which is perfectly reasonable. We have Banana Gun at 400 mil. Before the crash, it was at 700. And I'd say arguably during these Pump Fund times, Bullex is more popular. And that would bring the total airdrop to $5,000. $2. So I really see the risk to reward like that it's worth it. So personally, I'm holding 16 of these. I will be selling, like I've laddered them, and I will be selling on the way up. But I do think Jirasan, now the new name, doesn't get as much credit as they deserve, especially compared to a lot of these other projects that people have just been YOLOing their money into. So that's it for the secondary market. As for whitelists, I will have more whitelist videos coming up for you guys. I did one on Abstract last week. I'll have one on Barachain, ETH, maybe some Monad, some Hyperliquid NFTs coming up. I'll try this week, but with the holidays, it's tough. As for altcoins, I know the market is still down bad. It really sucks heading into the holidays with vibes down. Bitcoin is currently flirting with 95,000. And look, this is something we've spoken about for weeks. There is a chance that we even go down and fill that CME gap around 80,000 Bitcoin, between like 78 and 80,000. And, you know, going down there, it would look a lot worse than it does here, especially if we do it in a short period of time. But at this point, you need to ask yourself, what do you believe in? Because if you think Bitcoin is topped out and, you know, altcoins aren't going to go on a run, then GG, the market's over. Why are you still here? But if you believe that Q1 is going, or, you know, sometime next year, we are going to be higher than where we are today, which is what I believe, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Like, it sucks short term, but long term, or medium term, like not long term, medium term, I think we're going to be just fine. So my thesis has not changed for crypto for next year. I still think Q1 is going to be bullish for especially gaming. And these are the coins that I continue to DCA into, which is the best strategy, because on days like today, when the market is down bad, you are able to buy into the market and you don't feel bad that you unloaded your entire clip at the top and now you're at a loss. Instead, you are able to lower your entry price. And this does affect you psychologically because you feel good about the dip because you're getting in at a better price as opposed to just watching red all over the charts and feeling bad. So if that's your outlook on the market and you agree with me and you are looking to buy some dips, you know, my thesis hasn't changed. I'm looking at the top gaming projects. One of them is Super. It's down bad over the 7 days. Let's check the monthly. It's still up. Over the 7 days, we are down roughly 28%. You could see we were at $2.10. We went as low as my entry, a little bit higher than my entry, at $1.24 just 3 days ago. By the time you're watching this video, we're currently sitting at $1.52. I still think this token is going to minimum $5 and a top. It can go higher, but I think, you know, I'd be out at these prices, a top of $10, which would put it at a 10 billion fully diluted market cap. Another one that is holding up incredibly strong is going to be Xborg with the ticker XBG. And it has been so strong above these levels. It did pretty much chop sideways for a while. And I've spoken about this one in my last few videos, saying when it actually does break out, this thing is going to fly. And it's a shame that the market crashed because we were finally seeing that. It had broken out of that 25-cent range where we spoke about it, I think 2 weeks ago, and it made it all the way to 40 cents, setting a new all-time high. And of course, the market has to nuke, but it is holding up incredibly strong at this 30-cent range. And like, my thesis hasn't changed on this. I believe this token is going to a minimum of $1, especially when the gaming cycle, the gaming narrative finally does take off, which would be over a 3x from these prices and would put it at a $1 billion fully diluted market cap. So this is another one that I'm looking at. And I, of course, have to include in here my Champ token. Again, fully staked. I have not sold any of my airdrop. I have not sold my NFTs. I am playing every single day for that second airdrop. And my goal here, I cannot wait to post my 6-figure profit for free, not even profit, 6-figure airdrop from playing a video game. And it is holding up incredibly strong. Yes, it is down 20% on the 7-day, but if we back up here, it went on a parabolic run. It went from a little over a penny all the way up to 11 cents to 110 million fully diluted market cap. And it is currently sitting at 88 million. And I think it's no coincidence that two tokens, we have Xborg and Champ, two tokens that did full unlocks for their community investors. They launched at a much lower price than, you know, the VCs would normally like, but they use this strategy because it is much better for community building, and now it's paying off. Their tokens are able to sustain much better because their community members aren't down bad. They are all up and they all feel good about the project, and they are happy to hold because they feel that the number is going to go up. At least that's how I look at it, and I'm continuing to hold my bags because I'm happy to be in these tokens. Of course, I can't go without mentioning Avalanche, which did just have its Etna upgrade, and I strongly believe that this is going to be one of the top tokens making so much noise in 2025. But another one that has recently caught my attention after I had a call with the team just a week ago is going to be Zentry, and I can tell you they are gearing up for a massive marketing push. I think Q1 is going to be incredibly bullish for them, especially again if we do have that gaming run. And you could see, despite the market being in a dip, this coin is up. They are having not only an amazing day, up 20%, an amazing week, an amazing month. So this token is performing well, but I do expect it to continue performing well into next year. So I will be bringing you more news about this token as I have recently added a position into it. And finally, we have Prime, which again, look, I still believe this token is going to $50 minimum and maybe a top of, I know everybody wants me to say 111 because of the 111 sign that they have. I'll just say 100. Fine, I'll say it. 111. Okay, for you guys, it sucks seeing it down. On the monthly, it's still up. It sucks seeing it down on the weekly here, 30%. I really hope we do not go back down to $6. That would absolutely suck, especially since we recently went to like $16. But that's the name of the game with all of these coins. If you're going to be investing in altcoins, when Bitcoin goes down 10, 15%, your altcoin bag, your meme coin bag is going to get wrecked, and you have to just hold if you believe in it, which I do. So I have not changed any of my positions. And like I said, I am just DCAing more into the ones that I want to continue buying. So that does it for today's video. I hope you found it informative. I hope you have, if you celebrate, a Merry Christmas. And if not, I hope you enjoy your time off. If you got some time off from work, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching another Crypto Gorilla video. Peace.